Welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a wildly chaotic news cycle to get through, and my goal today is to break it all down for you into a structured, easy-to-follow visual digest. Because whether we're talking about massive geopolitical shifts happening across oceans or the price of flour at your local market, it is all connected. We've combed through the latest reports, pulled out the core facts, and put this together to help you visualize exactly what's happening and why it actually matters to you. Here's our roadmap for today. We're looking at global tensions and diplomacy, national security and justice, infrastructure and economy, society, health and daily life, and finally, sports and entertainment. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Global Tensions and Diplomacy. We're literally watching a massive contradiction play out right now. On one side, you had this huge diplomatic push to cool things down between the US and Iran. We're talking officials from Qatar, Pakistan, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, all working the phones trying to set up technical-level talks. But at the exact same time, reports are coming in of explosions at Iranian military headquarters down in Bushehr and the port of Konarak. Now, the U.S. has officially firmly denied carrying out any strikes there on Thursday. So as you can imagine, the picture on the ground is just incredibly complex and, frankly, volatile. Now, this brings us to a frankly staggering number, 45 million. That's the estimated turnout for mourning processions over the last 6 days across cities like Tehran, Qom, and Karbala. The gatherings were for the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to broadcasts from Iranian state media, they're claiming he was, quote, martyred 131 days ago in a joint U.S.-Israel strike in Tehran. Whether you look at the politics or just the sheer scale of 45 million people on the streets, it absolutely underscores the heavy mood in the region right now. And you better believe international oil markets are feeling that tension. Right now, Brent crude is sitting at $76 a barrel, WTI is at 72, and UAE Murban is hovering at 71. The entire market is basically holding its breath, super concerned about what this Middle Eastern volatility means for the secure supply of crude oil. Moving on to Section 2, National Security and Justice. Okay, we've got a massive judicial shift to talk about here. The newly formed Federal Constitutional Court has officially reversed the Supreme Court's 2018 and 2019 orders. Yeah, the ones that led to the demolition of Karachi's Nasla Tower. The new ruling? It basically says that tackling illegal construction is the provincial government's job, not the judiciary's. They made it super clear that courts need to stick to the actual disputes in front of them, and you can't just hand down demolition orders without fulfilling due process. This is a total game changer for how urban jurisdiction is going to be handled from here on out. On the security front, we're seeing some really harsh realities across Balochistan and KP. There have been tragic losses. The 14 police officers martyred in the Mangi Dam attack were just laid to rest with official honors. But the state is also responding quickly. An intel-based operation in Karak took out 4 terrorists who were involved in attacking police. Plus, 11 missing individuals from the Hana Orak area were finally recovered, which ended the local sit-in there. Through all this, the Balochistan chief minister has been very vocal, promising iron-fisted action against anyone challenging the state, while guaranteeing financial and educational support for the families of the martyrs. In the middle of all those domestic challenges, here's a pretty positive note on the diplomatic side. Pakistan's Interior Minister, Mohsin Naqvi, just met up with his Bangladeshi counterpart over in New York. They agreed to team up and boost collaboration specifically on police training, tackling cybercrime, and cracking down on online fraud. It's a really solid, constructive step for regional security. All right, let's pivot to Section 3, Infrastructure and Economy. Take a look at this severe warning from a recent Senate committee briefing. The WAPDA chairman laid out this stark contrast. Pakistan has built exactly 0 major dams since Tarbela and Mangla. 0. Meanwhile, India has constructed 5,000. He hit the nail on the head here, stressing that Pakistan is in desperate need of some serious, immediate efforts to secure its water future. And the broader infrastructure story? Well, it's a real mix of big wins and incredibly frustrating delays. The good news? The World Bank just greenlit $376 million to modernize and climate-proof Pakistan's power grid. That's also going to help restore 660 megawatts of wind power. But then, on the flip side, you look at domestic projects, and it's a different story. The Neelam Jhelum hydropower project shut down for inquiries potentially until March 2028. And the Naigaj Dam, which could literally prevent flooding in Dadu and Sevwan and irrigate 28,000 acres, is completely stalled in court. And that's after 23 billion rupees have already been spent on it. But hey, let's look at a positive economic indicator to balance that out. 82,989. The Pakistan Stock Exchange just hit this massive milestone, jumping by 1,729 points in a wildly positive trading session. It's a very clear sign that investor confidence is starting to bounce back. Which brings us to Section 4, Society, Health, and Daily Life. I want you to pay close attention to this number because it might be the most urgent one in this entire explainer. 111 days. According to a WHO report highlighted by the Pakistan Medical Association, that is the current delay for breast cancer treatment in the country. Let that sink in. As the PMA bluntly points out, a 111-day wait isn't just a delay, it is practically a death sentence for thousands of women. It points to a complete breakdown in the system for timely diagnosis and treatment. To tackle this head-on, the Medical Association is pushing a list of critical demands. They're saying we need immediate public awareness campaigns, and we have to set up free screening centers at every single tehsil and district hospital. But most importantly, the government urgently needs to fix the severe shortage of radiotherapy machines and chemotherapy meds in public facilities. This absolutely has to be a top priority. Shifting gears to personal finance for a second, this recent quote brings some massive clarity for anyone looking into digital investments. Renowned scholar Mufti Taqi Usmani just issued a fatwa strictly ruling against cryptocurrency. He says it's not actual wealth, but literally just the entry of fake numbers in an account. So according to Islamic jurisprudence, buying in via USDT or crypto tokens is explicitly not permissible. Meanwhile, folks in Punjab are dealing with a totally different kind of hazard right now, suffocating smog. To fight it, the provincial government is rolling out modern technology through this new Climate Watch project in Lahore. It's an advanced monitoring system designed to quickly track and act on pollution and waste complaints to hopefully get this environmental risk under control. And speaking of daily realities, let's talk about the grocery bill. Inflation is still stinging at the local market. The administration in Karachi just officially bumped up retail prices. Regular flour is now 125 rupees a kilo, and fine flour is 135. Over in Quetta, a 20-kilo bag just saw a 100 rupee hike, bringing it to a steep 2,800 rupees. It just perfectly highlights the everyday microeconomic pressure that citizens are feeling right now. All right, let's wrap things up on a lighter note with Section 5, Sports and Entertainment. Football fans, are you kidding me with that match? France just locked down their spot in the World Cup semifinals for the third time in a row, beating Morocco 2-0. Now, you gotta give Morocco massive credit here. Their defense was a brick wall for a solid hour against the former world champs, and their goalie even saved a penalty. But man, in that last half hour, France just took over. Kylian Mbappe found the net first, and then Ousmane Dembele doubled the lead just 6 minutes later to seal the deal. So, if you're trying to figure out your watch schedule for the quarterfinals, here's what you need to know. Tonight at midnight, we've got a huge clash between undefeated Spain and Belgium. Tomorrow at 2 a.m., it's England taking on Norway. And then Sunday morning, bright and early at 6 a.m., Argentina faces Switzerland. Oh, and a quick side note, if you need something to watch before the football starts tonight, Jio is premiering this totally unique reality show called Rap Icon Pakistan at 10 p.m. Definitely check that out if you're into the local hip-hop scene. And that brings us to the end of today's digest. We have literally gone from the macro level, talking international diplomacy and global oil markets, all the way down to the micro, the price of flour, healthcare delays, and our own local security. So I want to leave you with this one thought. From global geopolitical shifts to our very local water security, are we actually prepared for the challenges of tomorrow? Really think about how all these different layers impact your daily life. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.